to the fallen, leave me to be with the broken one last time before I go. Hold the last burning ember, let us never surrender. Rise up to the call for the glory and the
And we welcome you live to DPS International's second ever esports showcase. I'm your host, Mani Malhotra, alongside my broadcast partner, Soham Fargade. We are so excited to be back. We are so excited to have you back. And we are excited to showcase the best of the best in Gurgaon Esports.
Absolutely. Between Rocket League and Valorant, we've got some great series coming up today. So grab your snacks, copy your copy pastas, and settle in. But before we jump into the action, it's time for a word from our head of school, Ms. Rima Singh.
Good morning everyone and welcome to DPS International's second esports live show and a first ever inter-school event of this nature. Last year when the coronavirus disrupted our lives and we had to go online, we could not hold our annual sports day. Our students were disappointed, but they innovated, planned and hosted the first DPSI Esports Challenge to make up for that. It generated a lot of excitement and was a great hit with one and all. Now, as we head into the second year of this event, it has become an inter-school event and we celebrate a new generation of e-athletes. What their physical counterparts flaunt in speed, strength and agility, These e-athletes showcase through strategy, lightning quick reflexes and problem-solving skills. And today we welcome the finalists from different schools of the Delhi NCR for this tournament, including DPS Sector 45 and Kunskap Skolan from Gurgaon and Step by Step School from Noida. I look forward to seeing them compete in both the Rocket League and Valorant and triumph with both individual strengths and teamwork. I also welcome all the participants who have represented from more than 24 schools in the initial rounds of this tournament and are now watching it from the comforts of their homes. With this, I hereby declare the event open.
All right, thank you, Ms. Rima, for that introduction. And now, let's get into the action. First up this afternoon is our Rocket League final, a fan favorite and returning edition from last year's final, where we saw a clean 2-0 at the hands of Nishit Sethi. This year, however, our bracket's been shaken up, as challengers from schools across the NCR duke it out in this popular sports hybrid racing game.
And at the end of all, we've left with only two men standing at the tip of the mountain. Nirmanyu Sood representing Kunskap Skolan Gurgaon and Rehan Gupta representing Step by Step Noida. Let's have a look at their stats. Both players come in strong. Nirmanyu and Rehan both rank incredibly highly in nearly every statistics under the sun. But Nirmanyu does hold a strong lead over his opponent in almost all of them, boasting an unbeatable combination of smarts and skills. Rehan's MVP, however, is nothing to scoff at. Throughout his run in the tournament, he stayed consistently one step ahead of his opponent, simply by executing on the fundamentals.
And now let's hand it over to our analysts Shashwat and Suryansh to take a deeper look at what they bring to the table.
The mechanics, the smarts, the fakes, and most importantly, a big brain. My Shashwat Joglekar's personal favorite to win the tournament, Nirmanyu has taken the tournament by quite a storm. After a close 6-4 loss in the second round, he blitzed through the lower bracket, beating Zayan, me, Rehan Malhotra, yes, we have two Rehans this tournament, and humiliating our defending champion Nishit Sethi. It's quite a Cinderella tale. He's got the mechanics, being the only one to pull off a flip reset in the whole tournament, and he's also got the smarts, faking his way to numerous goals and making his opponents, including Nishit, look quite stupid. And he's got speed, defense and boost management. In the end of the day, I feel like Rehan is going to look stupid today, as Nirmanyu pulls off fake after fake after fake, and in the end he will hold the champion role and become your DPSI Rocket League 2022 champion.
Speed, clean mechanics and clutch plays are the name of the game. Rehan Gupta, who is my and Curly Luck's favourite player for this tournament, has been a force to reckon with throughout the event. His consistency lies in beating his opponents with significant difference in scores, where in most matches the opponents lost hope after the first half. Rehan Gupta also managed to beat our school's defending champion Nishit Sethi 2-0, giving him no time to breathe or sigh. Apart from consistency, Rehan Gupta considers his best gift the ability to control the ball regardless of his position on the map. Through shadowing and his insane boost management skills, he is able to shoot goals from just anywhere on the map, making his opponents feel clueless of his next move. For his strategy, reflexes and omnipresence on literally every part of the map, it's going to be a clean sweep for Rehan to be your DPSI Rocket League 2022 unbeaten champion.
And now, as we're just about ready to head into the game, let's hear from the players themselves.
Hi guys, this is Nirmanyu Sood from Kunskap Skolan. I have taken part in DPSI Esports as a Rocket League contender. So my journey has been pretty interesting. The initial matches were really easy and I became overconfident, because of which I lost one of the matches. I came to the losers bracket. Over there were very time consuming matches. I had to again and again play with people to prove myself. I had some strong contenders like Nishit and Rehan Malhotra. It was good playing with them, but it was just that they were too predictable. And I'm good with analyzing the game situations. Most of the people just see the ball, see the opponent's goal, and just try to score. And I just try to take advantage of that. I believe Rehan Gupta is a similar kind of a player, and it'll be an interesting match, but I'm pretty sure I'll win. I just have to say one thing to Rehan: please stop ball chasing, it's very irritating. And may the best player win. Thank you guys.
I think that it's been a really good experience, and the fact that it's in the school makes it better and makes it more competitive. I've learned a lot from this actually. too much to give an example of, but I think I'm confident because I've grinded this game a lot, and I'm pretty sure I grinded way more than my opponent, but may the best man win. Yeah, I have some final words. He should get a tissue box ready because he will cry when I beat him.
And now, without further ado, it is time to jump right into the event. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play some Rocket League. Alright, we see our players just about getting set to join the lobby. We'll have their cameras on and them in the... And looks like we are just about ready to go. And kickoff is going to be up and away in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Season 2. First kickoff of the finals goes towards the orange half. And Nirmanyu is right back on the ball. Rehan tries to get a control. If it misses it in the corner, is dribbling it towards the goal. Kicked away by Nirmanyu once again. They're playing it slow here. And Rehan's got an open shot and he will score. Careless defense from Nirmanyu. We don't see that very much.
Yeah, that was a big mistake by Nirmanyu. He should not have sent up the ball there. Easy goal for Rehan in the video. Still 4 minutes 45 seconds. It's still anyone's game.
And as we're on now for the second kickoff of the game, ball is up and ball comes down without really going anywhere, but it's juggled for a little while longer on the blue half. Both players are trying to play chicken with each other. No one wants to take the ball. Nirmanyu has it now. Tries to dribble around it, gives Rehan an opening. Rehan will take the bounce off the right sideline, is setting up to score, and he will not get it. Nirmanyu knew what was coming that exact moment, and he keeps the ball away. Once again, a little bit of standoff going through here. But Nirmanyu is nowhere to be found, and Rehan capitalizes with a second goal. What is going on here?
What a blunder. I have no idea. This is not the Nirmanyu we've seen so far in this tournament. 2 very simple goals.
Alright, kickoff number 3. Both teams dash toward the center. And it looks like the kickoff is going to once again take it to the orange half. Nirmanyu going to play defense staunchly and saves it. That is more of what we're used to, but the Demolition is going to give him an opening. Will he make use of it? Yes, he will! 3-0 lead for Rehan Gupta, and he is taking Nirmanyu to church. Fourth kickoff of the game now, and once again, this is down uncontested on the orange side. Nirmanyu once again is playing it slow with the ball, and he has an opening. This could be his first shot. Looks like Rehan's going to try and save it, and he gets there in time. Rehan now, with full control of the ball, has gotten a full boost pad charged up. And Nirmanyu will not have any of that today. Ball now on the sideline. Both players playing cautiously, and Nirmanyu will kick it away. This is not looking good for him. He has no boost, and that will make all the difference in this one. Rehan makes him pay 4-0.
Again, an open goal for Rehan to score. We have never seen Nirmanyu play so hard.
Nirmanyu, however, is the comeback king. He lost a narrow game in the loser's bracket and went on to blitzkrieg the rest of the tournament on his way to the final. You have to zoom, this will add a spark under his belly. Rehan now in control of the ball. Almost has it dribble down to the goal line. Is able to get a stop. Once again, charges up his boost. And it is beyond him now, but that boost leader is going to be key here. Nirmanyu sitting at 0. Rehan is nearly full. The resource game is not looking well for him right now. And there it is. There's the refill. So now both of these players are on equal terms. Rehan has to have exhausted a little bit. And they're going to use those mind games around the midfield. And... oh no! In the demolition! Nirmanyu gets the demolition, but the ball was already on its trajectory, and it will not matter. That's a 5-0 lead for Rehan. Alright, and we are now up for kickoff number 6, and Nirmanyu will not have it anymore. First goal of the tournament for Nirmanyu, and it is now 1-5. Seventh kickoff now, 2:19 on the clock. Nirmanyu has come back from situations like this before. And it looks like he is going to score. No, never mind. Off trajectory by just a little bit. And Rehan is now taking advantage of it. He gets a wall bounce, is going to direct it towards a goal, but doesn't have anything come to fruition. Nirmanyu now looking to control the ball. And he clears his defender. He's got an open shot. Oh, there's a demolition once again. All of that advantage is now vanished into thin air. And Rehan is charging down. Does get blocked. 1 minute 45 on the clock now. And this game is looking like it might be headed to the tombstone. Nirmanyu now gets the header. And tries to play defense. And he's got to clear, but Rehan right back on the ball. He's not letting Nirmanyu breathe and has been pummeling him into the ground with that strategy so far. Playing controlled now, and it will lead to nothing as the ball ricochets off the side of the goalpost. But now Nirmanyu uncontested. Rehan has just shown up, and he will take the ball right off the hood of the car for his 6th goal. What an amazing counterplay.
To me, this game is over right now. Nirmanyu has been completely dominating this game. His dribbling is excellent, his defense is excellent. Nirmanyu needs to read him well to have any chance in the next game.
And kickoff is now up, bounces towards the orange side goal once again. Thankfully, that is not going to end up a 7-1 lead. Nirmanyu is crying tears of joy right now, although I don't think it would make much of a difference. Rehan back to defend. Nirmanyu doesn't take the aggression on the ball, and it's going to make him... no, it's not going to cost him. He tries to get the bounce, and that is going to be punished severely. 2-6 for Nirmanyu. On now for kickoff number 9. And Rehan has a comfortable lead heading into this second leg of game 1. Let's see if Nirmanyu can maybe put some pressure on the clock. As Rehan dribbles his way, launches it straight up to clear the defender. Would have been a goal if it was an inch to the right, but unfortunately it is not. And it doesn't matter. Rehan now up to 7 goals on the game, styling on his opponent.
I think these last 20 seconds show why Rehan has been leading so far. Look at his technique, look at his dribbling, look at his shot, and look at the bumps. This is why he is 5 goals ahead of him.
Now for the 10th kickoff of the game, goes straight back up and straight down into the orange half. Nirmanyu now has missed the ball, but will recover in time to block Rehan's shot, and it will not matter. 7 seconds left on the clock. Counting down to 5 now. The moment the ball lands, it's going to be over, and Rehan will have taken game 1.
Excellent game so far. Rehan obviously winning the first game 7-2. What are your thoughts on this, Mane?
I think that this was a win that was given to Rehan not because of a lack of skill on Nirmanyu's side, but Rehan read his opponent like a book over and over again. At the beginning, both of the players were playing very cautiously. They were almost playing a game of chicken or a Mexican standoff. And, that makes sense when you're trying to defend against your opponent. But once Rehan picked up on that, it was all she wrote. After that point, he just drilled and drilled and drilled until Nirmanyu had no choice but to play from behind.
No, I completely agree on the skill point. Everything that Rehan has demonstrated right now, I have seen while I was moderating Nirmanyu's game, seen him defend that and seen him attack in that way. So Nirmanyu's definitely got the skills. He just needs to be in the right mindset so that he can read his opponent well. And let's have the game 2 in a few seconds.
So the players should be back on camera after a slight technical difficulty over in game 1. And we will have them ready to go. All right, as we are now ready to progress in this series, as we are now ready to begin with game 2. Nirmanyu looking to tie up, Rehan looking to put the nail in the coffin, and the ball goes up, and it is floating around on the blue sideline. Nirmanyu now looks a lot more privy of the tactics that were used against him, and he will show Rehan why.
Exactly what we just discussed. He read him like a book. He knew Bombag won't charge the ball. He stayed there. He didn't anticipate. He just stayed and took the advantage of the weaknesses.
All right, on now for the second kickoff of the game. Nirmanyu looking a lot stronger just from that opening kickoff. But Rehan knows his opponent as much as Nirmanyu knows his. These two have watched each other throughout the tournament. They have not faced each other either in the winners or losers bracket yet. But they are doing so now, and it is a close one here as the game is tied after a clean goal off the back of Rehan.
This was a classic 1-1 goal. You go into attack, you overcome it, and you see yourself conceding the goal a second later.
Alright, Nirmanyu now wins his kickoff pretty decisively. Will he be in position to rebound? Yes, he will. He has it on the right sideline. Gets the demolition. He has an open shot. Nirmanyu does not miss these. And it looks like the caster curse is in effect.
No!
That was the freest moment of his life, and he was not able to convert. He has to be kicking himself right now. The demolition comes through. I would say Rehan doesn't miss these, but we saw how that just went.
Alright, Rehan doesn't miss it.
Alright, Rehan's taking the caster curse.
Oh my god, end-to-end Rocket League. That was interesting play to say the least.
2-1 for Rehan. On now for minute 4. Minute 1. Nirmanyu reads the kickoff well, just stands around and blocks the goal. Gets a save for his troubles. Rehan will not allow him entry to the goal.
Oh, good technique with that pinch.
Great sideline play from Rehan, but Nirmanyu, really there's no one better than him up in front of the goal, except for the last game of this. But so far in this tournament, that has been Nirmanyu's strength. Rehan now driving down the sideline, and this is a side we have seen all too often. 3-1 for Rehan.
This part was so interesting. He's always able to get an edge on the opponent and score. This will be a tough one to defend.
Alright, now we are down for kickoff number 5. Ball towards Nirmanyu's sideline. Once again, Nirmanyu on it. Tries to get it away. Misses. And he will pay. 4-1.
Nirmanyu needs to break that momentum.
Alright. On now for the 6th kickoff. 3:17 on the clock. St. Patrick's Day. And the kickoff is once again down towards the sideline. Once again towards Nirmanyu's goal. Just barely. If there was a crossbar, he would have hit it. We are They're on now at midfield. Nirmanyu trying to dribble. Gets demolished. And now Rehan has a couple seconds uncontested. It will be too late. It will not be too late. Wow, that was a quick turnaround off the demolition, even though there was a quick respawn. Nirmanyu was not able to get the correct angle. And I think he might have been the last touch. That's an own goal. Alright, moving now to the 7th kickoff of the game. Another shot on goal, and Nirmanyu, with the strategy he's used so often in this tournament, he gets the save. Nirmanyu now driving down, has an unopposed pass to the goal. Now Rehan on control of the ball. Rehan looking to rebound it from his own side, unclears the defender. Let's see if Nirmanyu can get to it. Yes, he can. He has full boost now. Rehan running out of that. Another save off this on the part of Nirmanyu, and now he's got no defender. But he misses the open shot. Alright, we now have 2 minutes, 5 seconds left on the clock. Nirmanyu has got to be sweating now. He really hasn't had any openings. Rehan's defense has been spectacular, capital S, this game. Really stifling Nirmanyu at his own goal.
While analyzing both of these games, a landslide was one of the last things we would have expected.
And another save coming through from the part of Nirmanyu. Rehan now has him cornered. Nirmanyu is guarding the angle, but he lets it up, and he will... Oh no, the ball just did not have the tailspin as it skirts along the goal line. And now Rehan with a fancy footwork, but doesn't manage to get a handle on the ball. Nirmanyu now has an open territory with which he can drive. Rehan once again does not let the ball come anywhere close to his goal. He is always on these defenses.
You see Nirmanyu struggling here. It might be another open goal here.
Looks like it will be. No! Once again, Rehan barely misses it by the width of an eyelash. And Nirmanyu now has control of the ball. Will try and recover, but he is standing and watching as Rehan wipes the floor with his face right now. "30 seconds left, and it is going to take a miracle for Nirmanyu to come back right now. Only not a lot of time left on the clock. Rehan has control of the ball. He's got an aerial, but Nirmanyu knows how to defend these. And he does do exactly that.
Will he be able to get a goal right now?
Let's see if he can convert this empty field. Rehan kicks it towards his own goal. This might give Nirmanyu an opening, but I fear it will not be enough. As the countdown goes into the single digits, we're at 5, 4, 3. Nirmanyu will just have some fun. He's gonna give himself an old goal. Respectable way to go out.
He makes the score 7-1 for the jokes.
Nirmanyu knows what he's doing. He may not be winning the tournament, but he has won the hearts of chat.
Well, last second to go. Let's see if there's a comeback.
And ball's up, ball is down, and Rehan Gupta will lift the second trophy in the history of DPSI Esports, and he will carve his name in a stone as your inter-school champion.
What a game that was! Incredible series from start to finish with Rehan coming out on top. Let's hear from him now.
Alright, we have Rehan with us now, live for the post-match interview.
We will just get his audio connected and start the interview in a moment. Rehan?
Alright. Rehan, I have you with me live now. As you're celebrating making history as the first winner of DPSI's tournament at an inter-school level, tell us what you're feeling right now after that amazing performance.
I feel great. I'm like shocked that I won.
All right. What would you say is a differentiating factor that has propelled you up and away from all the other players in this tournament?
I think that I play this game a lot more than everyone else. That makes me better than everyone else.
And lastly, what advice would you give to players watching from home right now, aspiring to join you in the pantheon of champions here at DPSI, the home of Gurgaon's most popular esports championship?
I would say that just grind this game, you'll become better, and as you become better, you'll start winning tournaments. One day, hopefully, you'll make it into RLCS.
All right, that's all the time we have today, everybody. Once more, can we have a round of applause? Can we our copy pastas for our Rocket League champion, Rehan Gupta?
That was an amazing first half and it only get better. Time now for a short break, but don't go anywhere. Valorant begins right after this.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Caster Desk. For those of you just tuning in, I'm your host, Mani Malhotra, alongside my new broadcast partner, Amrit Shrivastava, and we are just about ready to kick off the second half of DPSI Esports Season 2 with our Best of 3 Valorant Finals. Over the last 3 weeks, 22 teams across the National Capital Region have battled across a group stage and playoffs for the right to make it to the finals.
And at the end of all, after comebacks and stomps alike, 2 teams remain. DPSI's very own Super Speed G and Team Paneer, representing our sister school, DPS 45. Let's learn more about them as a team and their statistics right now. Team Paneer stands out with their incredible synergy and organized rotations. Throughout the qualifying rounds, we saw them repeatedly playing contact, as well as taking picks off of them and moving together as a team. Moving on to SSG, who've been playing a high explosive volatile default take. opting to have only one lurk and trading frags with the remaining 4 players on attack, and taking swift rotates on defense after first contact. Even with wildly different strategies, our competitors are almost evenly matched in terms of rounds won and their combat score.
And while these teams have been lighting it up together all season long, let's take a look at some of the players that have really stood out over the course of the tournament. Amrit, tell us about our X Factors.
Immediately, we see the difference in our competitors' strategy. Meet from Paneer opting to play a support role, taking Cypher, Sage, Breach to watch lurks, clear angles, and set his team up for success. His high win rate doesn't come from individual frags, but rather taking space for his teammates and giving them angles for success. Compared to Leonch's duelist-heavy playstyle from SSG, we can see that he instead opts to frag out individually and overwhelm his opponents with a man advantage.
And now for more on their team's strengths, weaknesses, and how they've gotten to this point, let's hand it over to Aryan Tomar and Aviraj Puri over at the analyst desk.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go with PNR's road to the finals. They've been quite strong overall with a 58-31 round record, and as you expect, they've been flawless to their path to the finals.
Looking at this clip, the Jet made an excellent updraft to catch the Astra off guard, and the Killjoy Arena swung on the Arena's blind to finish the round in a dominant fashion.
Good team play covering each other's back, PNR made a point by dominating 13-1 in their semi-final game to top off their road to the finals and enlist them with the confidence they need to topple SSG.
The gameplay from Reyna showcases their flawless map knowledge and prediction skills. This clip in particular is interesting because Reyna takes a big ego peek onto the loss to opponents and finishes the opponent Reyna, and then uses his advanced movement to knight the Jet and end the round in fashion.
And here we have SSG's road to the finals. To start off, here we have an amazing hold from the Jet and getting good picks due to a superior aim. And then there's Ken dominating on every map with his satchel jump race.
And then there's Leo, who's been a dominant support with perfect utility usage, and paired with his godly aim, he has a big hand when it comes to the clutch scenarios.
This clip shows SSG's adaptation skills with Leo showcasing his dominance with both support and duelist and getting a 3-piece with ease.
And here's his amazing game sense with 2 major kills with the Sheriff and the fake defuse to bait out the Killjoy and finisher to top off his massive streak.
SSG have been a quite good team overall, covering each of the backs and making intelligent plays, and that's why they're the favorites going into the finals.
Lastly, just before we prepare to head into the map band lobby, let's hear from our players.
The tournament experience so far has been really good. We met new people, made friends, and especially had fun, and we would love to participate in more tournaments like this. Both the teams are really good and has the potential to win the tournament. I think so. It will be a tough fight, but we are pretty confident that we can win this. I just want to say that let's have a healthy series and have fun, and SSG, don't cry after we destroy you.
Hey everyone, my name is Vansh and I'm the captain of SSG, Valorant team representing DPSI. So this tournament has been an amazing experience for us as we get to represent our school, and I'm very proud to represent my own school. The experience has been delightful as all the timings and schedule has been very fluent with our timings, and Mane has been very helpful if there are any changes or any problems to our schedule. And the games have been running very fluently. We won all of our games very easily, and I think we're confident in my team. The other team, Paneer, we are going up against is from DPS Sector 45. They have been also winning their matches, but we are confident in my team. I am confident in my team. As me and Leo have been playing for a while, we have good chemistry, so if we play our game, I think we'll win and clutch it out. Final words for the other team, I really don't have a final word, but I just want to tell them be prepared, and I want to say good luck to them because we're going to win.
Bold words coming from both captains. It will be interesting to test their resolve in the following best of 3 Valorant series. With that, let's jump right into the action with the map bans.
Alright, as we're seeing now, all of our players are just about ready to kick off with map bans. Their first cross should be coming through in just a minute as Paneer gets the first pick. Let's see what map they take off, and it is Breeze. Why do you think they did that?
Breeze is an open map. It's very hard to play when you're 5v5. I think taking it off is to the benefit of both teams who are playing in an organized 5v5 with comms. I think it's a very good map to ban out, and we haven't even seen it in our qualifying matches so far.
Alright, next up is the ban from Team SSG, and they will take off Split. That's an interesting pick.
Very true. I think Split has been with us since the Valorant beta, so it's a map that everyone should be familiar with. Perhaps removing it is to SSG's benefit so that they can have a volatile playstyle and one where nobody's really comfortable and everybody's out of their comfort zone to keep the game volatile and see who can drag out with their individual skills.
All right, next up, we're waiting for the next ban to come through from Team PNR. And it's Fracture. I think that is a pick that most of us expected to get thrown out the window. Why is that?
Very self-explanatory. Fracture doesn't have a traditional mid, unlike any other tactical shooter. It's an incredibly difficult map to play, and it's a very new map as well, so for it to be used in a competitive setting is not generally recommended.
Icebox, the next ban. This one's interesting.
Yeah, Icebox, very vertical map, unlike any other. I think the 3 maps that we've been left with are pretty similar to each other, which is exactly what we want to see in our best of 3 series today.
Alright, now the first map pick is going to come out from the side of Paneer soon enough. So let's see what they're going for in Game 1. You can see them deliberating, because these maps, all of them are maps that are comfort picks for not just them, but their opponents. So they know that they are setting up for a highly contested game. Ascent coming out for map 1, Haven coming out for map 2, Bind remains a decider, and we are just about set to go. Amr, what do you think about the map picks?
Ascent is a pretty standard map. We've seen it so far throughout our qualifying matches. I think both teams will be very comfortable here. Even Haven, Haven's been with us since the beta. Both teams should be really comfortable with it. Its lack of traditional sites, Haven has 3 sites. It makes it a little interesting to play, especially on defense, who now have to split their resources 3 ways. Having this really ensures a diverse map field here. I think no matter how the best of 3 series plays out, we'll have a lot of fun as viewers here today.
Alright, with map bans done, we're getting ready to head on over to map 1, Ascent. But first, a quick standby. Stay right here, folks. We're about to heat up. Alright, looks like we're just about ready to go. We're loading into Ascent for Game 1. Agent Select is next.
Ascent, very standard map. We've seen both teams play mid a lot on Ascent. Let's see if they change up their strategy here, ensure a diverse playstyle. Of course, on the grand finals, no team wants to be too predictable. I'm pretty sure we're going to see new strategies and new playstyles here coming from both teams. It'll be very interesting to watch here as viewers and casters.
Alright, and we are now into Agent Select Lobby. We see an Omen coming out from Hiko, 100 Thieves Hiko. Of course, that is the real 100 Thieves Hiko and definitely not one of our own players. A Jet locked in for Ken, who is known for his duelist picks. On the other side, Meat with his Sage. You know, no one does that champ better than Meat. Auber's locked in his Jet. And now we have Arena coming out for Leo, another comfort pick, and Exception Sinner on a Sova is a new one. I don't think we've seen that so far.
So far, Adhiraj has liked to play. He's like to play rotate. He's like to make sure that he's there for his teammates with frags. Having a Sova pick here for him ensures that he can really get info and make sure that his team has all the knowledge they need.
All right, looks like all our agents are just about locked. Astra comes in. Agents are ready. Welcome to Future Earth, ladies and gentlemen.
Valorant Game 1 begins soon. I think the Astra pick here is pretty standard. We've seen it in every tournament and competitive setting so far. Having the ability to be anywhere on the map and stop a push from wherever you are, it's pretty good. It's almost a staple right now in the competitive scene, and it's not good that
Alright, buy phase begins now. Your players getting warm, readying up.
Turret out. We can see attackers setting up for a retake. Generally, V-Rush is a good start on the pistol round. It is a little predictable. Let's see if our defenders here, SSG, are able to predict it and match it.
Alright. 10 seconds left to the first walls down of the DPSI Valorant Finals. 5, 4, 3. You guys can count. Let's watch some Valorant. Alright, 5 stack on B from attackers to begin. They're rotating now towards mid. I still on B main though. Looks like they are now going to commit both the Sage and the Astra to this entry. Nothing doing so far here. Adhiraj just got a good angle with that silencer.
Interesting to have space here on mid on attack. Generally, we'd have a player on B short or A short, and you wouldn't really allow anybody to come near catwalk. Having space here mid is really good for Opper. We should expect to see a couple frags from here soon.
Alright, I think we have and first kill goes through to Opper. Ion, no, not down. Almost, I think, is on the board.
They have waterfall on his side. We should see a plant here very soon. Scales are getting ready with a nanoswarm. This way it's really easy to play after plant. The round seems set in stone, 3v5 on Arcade.
Sage wall on one side, there's really no way to get around that without causing a giant, really an alarm to go off.
Yeah, flare gun, you're getting away your position.
Oh, Leo, however.
Last player standing.
They managed to take 2 out, but it will not matter. First round goes to Team PNR.
You can really see the mechanical skill here in SSG. Leonch immediately dismisses after the kill, allowed him to rotate. Unfortunately, it still was a 2v4 on retake. Not much you can really do there as defenders. But well played, that dealt as much economical damage as they could at the end of the round. And you can see here on the second round, there's martial buys on per attack. And a forced blast cannon off, or phantom it seems like on Opper. Very interesting strategy. Generally you want to save round 2 so that you have a full buy on everybody on round 3. I think this is a way they've switched up their playstyle for the grand finals.
Alright, thank you for that, Amethyst. We are now ready to go for round 2. Looks like a pretty standard repetition of what they did last time. They've got 2 people on B. And interestingly, defenders are setting up, they're setting resources towards the A side, which naturally, you know, is something that they make a decision on without having knowledge of Team PNR stats. So let's see what the entry is going to look like for Paneer.
Using the Marshal to hold the long angle on catwalk, pretty standard. It's a very good way to cut off any lurks on defenders, and with that they should be really confident in their A take. Unfortunately, defenders have noticed this as well as they rotate 5.
What comes out from Reyna? Blast doors have not gone down this tournament so far. This round.
Standing ahead.
Card comes out from Sova. All the positions here are known.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Oh, Aliraj with the 2K. It's 1v1 here on retake.
He is low, however. And it will not matter. Adhiraj tries his best. But a 3K from Chicky leads Team PNR to a 2-0 lead.
Both players are evenly matched mechanically, but Chicky's strategy really sets him apart as he doesn't even fake the defuse and waits for Sinner to push, netting him the kill and winning the round.
Alright. Let's see if the strategies are going to be changed up even a little bit on either side so far. And it looks like the answer to that is no. Once again, a 3-stack on side B with 1 lurking over on A. I think that is the Jet. Alright.
Jiggle peek from Opper, just getting some information here. Attacking side, trying to gather information, figure out where they're going to play contact and execute where. Pretty good strategy here. Really gives the IGL as much information as he needs to decide on a strategy.
Alright, Rio watching the boathouse. Astra has gone into form. Let's see what she's taking a look at. Alright, I think she's got her stars down at B main. Yep, there's one.
Rio holding the entrance to B main. Very true. Slow take here. It's a gun round, and the loser of this round will take a lot of economical damage.
Alright, Adi gets the first frag of the round. Gets a pick off. The entirety of Team PNR is so smoke right now. It looks like
Spike down,
it is going to go terribly.
Last player
Easy
standing.
frag for Team SSG, and they take their first win of the tournament. Clean for them.
Very well played. They used their Astra Stars and Killjoy, or they used Killjoy utility to counter the Astra Stars. Able to play defense very well and counter the fact that Bunny had more information than them.
Placing alarm bot.
Here we see Paneer forcing a buy anyways.
Eyes up.
Very risky strategy, but it is these kinds of risks that you need to take when you're in the grand final. On game 1, Sova playing the standard dart
Revealing area.
Screen B main to get info. With that, they should kind of know that attackers are playing around mid and A. Let's see how the defenders react to this.
Alright, a full stack, what looks like, on the A corridor. On the A anchor. Oh, not the A anchor, excuse me. A main, A line.
Pushing along, they're going to take a peek here at main. Omen
Get
holding
out
from
of my
side.
way.
We should expect him to get a fat 2 here if we want to try to hold.
Jet up comes out, and it is going to go nowhere. Immediately shot down on the updraft.
Oh, through the smoke. Hiko showing why he's a better player here. Through the smoke.
He was popping off.
He can't be stopped today.
Cover going out.
With smoke now on, he is forcing Team PNR to penetrate through this wall. Blast doors have gone down.
There's really no strategy here left for the attacking team, Paneer. They're going to want to look to save a weapon, perhaps get a 1 kill at the end of the round.
30
It would be a
seconds
very
left.
hard side to take.
Last player
As
standing.
Hiko gets the 4th kill, he's on his pace for an ace.
Hiko is lost. Ah, no, he gets a little bit too cocky and gets shot in the head as a result. Blastdoor is still interestingly not down. A lot of confidence coming through from Team SG, and uh-oh.
2 kills,
10
Jesse looking to
seconds
plant. Straight up to the Blastdoors.
And they will not get the plant down. Killjoy gets him on the backstab.
Very well played there. Very well held by Hiko. There were some amazing kills through the smoke. Unfortunately, you can't rely on luck all the time during the grand finals. But it really did win them around here in round 4. And maybe we could see more of it continuing.
Placing swamp grenade.
Alright. Killjoy with pretty standard swamp grenade.
Placing
Down
swamp
on
grenade.
B side. Another one right there. Alarm bot is also going to be charged up.
Generally, Killjoy's utility is good on short corridors, which is exactly what B is. Having her play B side pretty standard, a very good setup. She should be able to hold this if attackers push, which it doesn't seem like they're doing. Instead of opting to play mid, it looks like they're going to take some space at well and push up. As defenders also push A side, they have info here.
Alright, looks like a great mid rush from Team PNR that is punished. Off of camera, we didn't take a look at that.
Last player standing.
3 members of PNR go
Spike
down.
down, mid.
4 members of PNR go down uncontested. And that's going to be the flawless Astra Folds without so much as a whimper.
Both teams taking space on opposite sides of the map. Unfortunately, it goes well on defenders, and the strategy works out for them as they get a flawless round and end up winning.
Alright, back now for round number 6, a 3-2 lead for Team SSG. Once again, a pretty standard B setup. Shock Dart comes out onto B.
Attacker setting up on A. Seems like they have no default take ready yet. Very hard for them to play without a strategy that seems to be working for them or space on the map that they can take. Defenders have already pushed B side here. Looks like Leonch playing the role of a lurk. This is the exact playstyle we've seen from him through the qualifying matches actually. To frag out, he really likes to take space, whether it's attack or defense, on the opposite side of his opponent.
You should run.
Playing lurk as Reyna really allows him to get a kill and dismiss away.
Alright, now the Killjoy ult coming in. It's a safe spot We don't exactly have eyes on where he has planted.
Reyna's smoke's allowing them to get on his side. They're gonna close blast doors here. Sole defender here is Jet on site, who just falls. Defender's left for a 45 BK.
Alright, the eye is popped immediately.
No more flashes here for the attackers. It's gonna be hard for them to reach it. Hold the strike rather, 4v5. Leon's pushing. Miller coming through, 2 kills. This makes the game a whole lot easier.
Very careless reload from the side of PNR. Leon punishes it immediately.
Revealing area. Last player standing.
And however strong that round started, the way it finished was the exact opposite. Defuse is going to come through. Looks like they're trolling it a little bit, but Rio is going to get his hands on the final defuse. 4-2 lead for Team SSG.
I think it's a good idea here to give the ult point to Rio. If he's able to use his lockdown, he will really be able to hold a site even solo, allowing defenders to play more around the map, take more space. As we saw previously, it worked out for Leon very well as he pushed B main. He was able to get a flank, 2 kills and retake site. Let's see here if our defenders are able to prevent this from happening, perhaps hold an anchor, or just play rough space more on the map more. They're losing initiative here and it's really losing them some rounds.
And this is exactly the kind of playstyle that SSG wants. They like these Vipers and Filters and other agents that can provide setup for their main
down
characters.
B.
Suryansh getting 2 kills here early with his operator.
Knocking them.
He's taken out from outside B main. An incredibly well placed spray coming out from the side of PNR, but it is a 4v2. And it looks like Team SSG is on the right side of the map. They will be able to shut this down the moment we have entered the site.
Very poetic actually. It seems like the defenders here are attacking the attackers. We see them always pushing mid on another side.
Last player standing.
Early people.
Spike down B.
Jet tries to will not work for the Astra either. And after 2-0 to start the tournament from Team PNR, SSG has gotten 5 rounds uncontested. And the economy is in shambles.
Placing alarm bot.
Yeah, it was really hard to buy rifles. We should look for perhaps a sheriff buy, maybe a marshal. If they can just get a pick or 2, that'll be enough economical damage to make sure that they can have a stronger 7th and 8th.
Placing swarm grenade.
Alright, and we are on now for round number 8.
Placing swarm grenade.
And it looks like SSG's playstyle so far has been, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Once again, Killjoy sets up utility on B. You have eyes on A from Heaven. Oh, and we see an AWP come through from Suzuya, picks off Flamin carelessly. Brief glitch on the side of our observers. We're back now for the game.
Concealment!
And let's see what...
Playing mid here with pistols, not really recommended. Pistols are better at close angles, and if they're going to play long angles, they're going to get outgunned by these rifles. But it seems like they have uncontested access to market as they push up. Hopefully our defenders here realize this. Rio is looking at market.
Killed my bot.
Watch this! No time here. I don't think there's even chance or enough
10
time
seconds
for a kill.
left. Last player standing.
Spike
down B.
And Dak greets him with a very warm welcome. 4-0 round. And SSG has had their way with PNR so far.
Leon's playing an op here. Mid is definitely the right place to play it, but it is a little different from his playstyle. Generally, he likes to take space, push angles. Having an op here means he's going to hold it, change the game around, be unpredictable, which is exactly the kind of strategy you have in the grand finals. It's exactly the kind of playstyle you have, because when the mechanics are so close on both teams, it's really the strategy and mindset that sets it apart.
That's why we see these teams preparing so long to get a read on how exactly their players play and what they can do that can shut that down. And it looks like so far SSG has done a better job of single target damage.
Missing the op, not what you want to see in the grand finals. Hopefully we see less of it in the falling ground.
Alright, and another 4.
Rotate from attackers. They have a man advantage. If they push side and create frag, they should have guaranteed access. If the defenders want a chance here to win, they should honestly look for their anchors getting 2 kills, 3 kills, or multi-frag, and that will really give them a better chance here to hold side.
Alright, moment smoke comes out. This is something that SSG has done repeatedly, a very common area to smoke off. Blast doors are still up, so they are going to want to watch their back. But PNR, for whatever reason, is choosing not to attack, but they have 5 people all stuck right in that same area inside.
You are divided!
Astra wall coming through. Unfortunately, without a Sova,
30
Ego
seconds
is
left.
set up here to frag. Breaking the sage wall early.
You will not
3v3.
kill my ally!
Never mind. Sage wall. Oh, double frag.
Pico with no.
One
He's
enemy
not gonna
remaining.
get 4, and his positioning there was
Spike down
immaculate.
A.
The Sova gets vision out. Stuns them. And it will reveal the enemies.
10 seconds left.
Alright, we're seeing now a 2 versus 1. Astra wall is down. And the bomb has not been planted, but the timer runs out and the defenders take the win.
Hiko repeatedly getting multi-frags. We saw 4K in round 3 as well. His ability to really frag out, transfer sprays, get one-taps, it's really carrying his team here, especially on defense when he's been put in positions where he's expected to frag out, really perform for his team, and so far he's done it, stepping up. 7-2 for them, going really well so far. Let's see if they can carry this momentum forward, finish the half as victors.
Alright, Aldiraj once again setting up to get the recon yard out.
Scanning ahead.
But is destroyed immediately. So that tells you a lot. 2 bounces probably coming through for his next shot up here, and he cancels it. A sniper finds Flamin once again, and Vunch is just going off with his op in this game.
Adhiraj playing boathouse, having a closed position, anchor while Solo holding the side is pretty good. If they do push B, he has a good angle here to get some frags.
Shock dart.
The shock dart once again comes out. A risky spot for... Wow.
Spike down mid.
Well played. There's nothing really...
Knocking them. Last player standing.
Once again, PNR is outgunned, they are outsmarted, and they are outplayed.
Outgunned. I think attackers here, they have their hope. Maybe if they pull through with the 9-3 curse, they have a chance in the second half.
Let's see what the score is as we approach round number 11.
Placing sentry.
Attackers here setting up for a B take. It has the couple rounds that have worked out for him have been there.
Get out of my way!
Back now for... Sinner gets 2 frags on the jump. Leo has this
Spike
right now,
down
but is
B.
not able to land his
Last
shots.
player standing.
And it looks like Team PNR has gotten themselves back on
Spike
track.
planted.
But if there's one person you can't count out, it is Bunch on his jet.
1v2 on the op, switches out for the rifle.
He's got the util, the sage field clears up.
Jump peeking B main. He's given away his position. Let's see if Reyna and Sage capitalize on that.
Of course, boathouse positioning for Flame in a very standard way. Defend the site, and it's going to turn out well for them. As Bunch gets sandwiched by
last round before the switch.
And Flamin, and he is going to be taken down. 8-3 now for SSG.
Focusing here on the game, we can see that the map is pretty one-sided so far in this half.
All right. Looks like we have a tactical pause coming through. Gonna go on standby for a second as we... Alright, never mind. We've got it taken care of. Game's gonna go on.
In sight.
Reyna once again gets her orb out in mid. And the Astra is looking to set up utility around the area. Sinner once again defending the boathouse. His Sova is really clutch on the B side of the map right now. Sage staying cautiously behind her team. And she gets sniped clean out of the map from Ken.
That's the game.
On the op with his jet and the mobility that it grants him, they have been OP this game.
That's the kind of game sense here from grand finalists.
Spike down mid.
Both up the op. 4K.
4K! Is it gonna be the ace? Is it gonna be? It is. Oh no, he misses the knife. But it doesn't matter. An ace! First of the tournament. For Bunch Suzuya Mullet.
No knives,
Switching
no problem.
sides.
Pulls out the op, flicks on Reyna, and secures the kill for 5K.
Alright. We now have a pause coming through before we begin the second half. Of course, sides have been switched, and alright, we're almost ready to get back now for the second half of game 1. Wait. Pause timer has been removed. 27 seconds till the start of the second half. In the meantime, Omar, what do you think PNR needs to do to turn the tide on this tournament? Besides, of course, the 9-3 curse.
Well, I don't want to call it out. I think they have a better chance here because of 9-3 curse. But honestly, I think they should stop giving away space early in the rounds. They need to make sure that they're playing all sides instead of just the one that they want to. Making sure that they're not giving their enemy any space, as well as taking some themselves, hopefully, will kind of set them apart here in the second half. Hopefully win them some rounds, and eventually game 1 as well, if not right.
Walls come down, and we are now on for the second half. Sides have been switched, of course. Let's see how PNR can maybe turn the tide of this game on the defending half.
Huge commitment from Astra here as she puts down her stars and takes them anyway. That means she can't save them into round 2, so she's gonna have to make sure that she gets maximum usage out of all the stars that she's used over here in this pistol round.
Alright, Manraj once again looking to redirect some of the Astra utility he's put down. But he will not find much yet. Of course, he's got most of the important locations on the map already taken care of. Leo watching the entrance to mid from Market. Sage wall goes down, he knows someone's there. Star goes up, and that is the most obvious proxy. A good strategy, but perhaps a little bit too easy to tell.
Now it's going to be signature alert. Let's see how we get on the side here. Of course, there's no retake from CC.
Most everywhere, but the players in this final, they don't care. They know where their opponents are anyway. That's the kind of game sense that comes out. Last goes down.
Omen kill.
Watch the defenders.
Spike planted.
Spike has gone down.
Last player standing.
They're gonna have to defend it from within here. Exception Sinner once again being, showing us why he's last year's CSGO champion with the kind of gunplay that he has off the pistol on this side of the site. But it's not gonna matter. In the end, they all fall like flies as DNR takes round number 13.
Defenders here have both Astra and Sage. The Sage setup on mid as well as Astra stars really gives them, really buys them a lot of time. Attackers don't have much to do without giving away their position.
Should I play some stars in this reality?
Number 14. And we have a full commit from Team SSG on the B side. It's looking like there's a 5-stack B. Walls go down. Eco is looking to get
cover going out.
Get good value out of smoke as his team launches in. Astra once again is trying to come in. As well, and it's going to go
Spike down B.
Really low the market share from Astra. Unfortunately going down. Batman position. Let's see how they follow through.
Alright, after the dust settles, it's a 2.
Last player standing.
And, you're gonna see the last remaining member of SSG but not able to get it done as Flamin takes down Hiko, and that is going to be a 9-5 lead now for SSG.
Being 1v2 against 2 duelists is not ideal. Would have been very hard to play. Honestly, the round went very well. It was still pretty close. They should be able to carry their economical advantage and dominance over to this next round and carry forward, have a fighting chance, and possibly come back.
Alright, 7 seconds now as we see SSG once again opting to go 5 people towards B. They had set up Ali Raj on a lurk at A, but now he is going to sprint up behind his teammates. Leo watching the entry from mid.
Good call there. Sova on lurk wouldn't have been ideal. Sova generally, his ability to gather info is better used during a default take compared to a duelist, self-sufficient fragging, flashes, and utility.
Spike down B.
They're gonna watch for.
There are people on the side, but takes them down. 1-for-1 trade. 3 and 3 left on both sides. Plant coming down from the Killjoy. No one holds side.
No charges. Blocking sight. Blocking sight.
Unfortunately, Jet and Sage left here on retake. They don't really have much utility for smokes or flashes. It'll be a very hard.
Last player standing.
By baiting out the Sage. And that's going to be a 10-5 lead for Team SSG.
Incredible spray there. Unfortunately, the kind of champions that die early in the round are the controllers with utilities such as Astra and Killjoy. This makes their side holds infinitely harder. I think defenders here should look to having the 3 players further back so that they can have a chance to use all of their utilities and hold sight. Perhaps CT would be a better angle here for Killjoy and Astra.
On now for round number 16.
Here.
And we are looking at what looks to be an 8-take. Actually, no.
Blocking vision.
It's an even split. We have 2 people mid, and entering the A side. The Killjoy util goes out on the catwalk.
Yeah, what an incredible way to use the defender's utility against them. Because there's a Sage wall at mid, they need to have free access to the catwalk unless they put
Our spikes down.
This allowed them to come on the
Spike down A.
Brilliant tactician here.
Anyway, 2 trades coming out on the side of A site. 1-for-1 for both teams. 2 players left on the side.
1 enemy remaining.
2K comes out for me. That Sage is her weight and more. 3 now for Meat. Let's see if he can maybe make a miracle run at this round.
We did see Hiko get his 4K on Heaven here. If there's a position you want to play in a 1v3, it is Heaven. Let's see if he's able to capitalize on his positional advantage. No, opting instead to save the off, running back to defender spawn. Saving a 4700 credit weapon, pretty ideal. It helps defenders hold long angles at mid. I think this is a good play here. 1v3 retake was very unlikely.
Meat knows it's lost. He's going to try and save the economy and move on to the next round. And he actually gets a kill on his way out. Wow. Exit frag there for Meat. And that is going to line those pretty pockets.
Honestly, there's no better save here than an op as well as getting an exit frag. They're gonna want to use this stage off here at mid, hopefully without putting up a stage wall this time, so that they have a view on catwalk and they can stop that A short push.
Alright. Let's see what the angle we have now is. It looks like we're going to split on both sides. The Omen going alone on towards A. Probably serving as a distraction. We know that Omen, of course, has a lot of utility to that end available. He's got full charges on all three of his abilities. Auburn now trying to set up on Heaven. And Hiko is looking to make a solo entry. If there's anyone that can make an entry, it is him.
Spike rotating here towards B. No
Get
info
out
here
of my
for Hiko
way!
to gather, and he rotates back with his team for default.
Eyes on. I think that was a solar dart.
Spike planted.
Now is Ken with
One enemy remaining.
Get himself a full so nonetheless, snipes come through from the attacking team. 12-3 and now match point.
Using Jet out there to jump peek, because Jet keeps her accuracy in the air. Pretty good strategy there, throws him off guard. Really allowed Jet there to get that kill near defender spawn.
Alright, let's see if
Alarm bot out.
Make a comeback. It's at 12-3, it is 12-5.
Match point here. You're gonna have to win 8 consecutive rounds as
And
defenders.
9 actually, because overtime.
Oh, very true.
Alright, a very standard protect the president sort of strategy that is being taken here for the Jet. He's got his convoys lined up.
Shadows traveling.
Utility comes out of smoke from Hiko. They're gonna look to and take everyone out with them. Of course, finds her way up. Gravity well takes another. Damn,
Last player standing.
Now diffuse coming out from Ion. Looks like it's going to go through without much of a problem. I think they stopped it. Credit for that, but nope. They're just going to clean up. Yeah, they're going to let the Killjoy
Oh, no, you don't deserve my mentions.
Lockdown on defense is very strong, giving the out point there. Allows Killjoy here to hold the side solo.
Alright, on now for round number 19. 19 seconds on the clock. And it looks like that last round has really dissuaded SSG from that sort of retake. Which, understandably, I don't think that was what they wanted. They tried something, I guess, with a comfortable lead, and it didn't work out. And it looks like they're gonna stick to the basics this time. With this next.
Deploying drone.
Scope down the entirety of the trio.
Nowhere to run!
Sova all comes out. I think he has one. No, he did get a dink out onto the stage, but nothing more than that. Meat once again behind the safety of the stage wall is looking to defend the site. SSG debating whether or not to punch through the wall here and really just tear through their defenses, decide against it.
Attackers here have presence all around the map. They can decide to take this bomb wherever they want.
Pretty spread out now on the side of SSG. 2 mid and 1 on each side with the backup coming through. 3 now on B. It looks like this is not the route they want to take. But they've got to speed it up. And they do exactly that. Defender's Killjoy coming through. This is not what the attackers want to see.
30 seconds left.
Shut it down. But it's not going to matter as 2 kills are traded out. A 4v2 now. Defender Killjoy surprisingly finds
Spikes down. Placing swamp grenade.
Reinforced.
the attackers have.
You should run.
Very unfortunate killjoy out there. The spike was rotated A, having the ult at B kind of wasted it. Unfortunately, not allowing them to have that versatility on defense to play wherever they want or have a solo anchor.
Alright, one person detained off the attacker's killjoy ult, and they have not gone
Grenade out.
at taking this back.
One enemy remaining.
They die for good measure. Clean kill.
Attackers
That is going
win.
to be the end of game 1.
Well played here on the side of SSG. Really dominant game. They got an early lead in the first half, followed through in the second, and ended the game as victors.
I think SSG was able to catch on really early to what PNR wanted to do, and that was their key to getting this dub in game 1. PNR is going to have to come out with a different look. Their strategy got completely countered. SSG on every attacking round they had were able to really charge in with 3, 4, 5 takes even, and it worked out perfectly every single time. Well, maybe a little less so, but that is something that worked for them, and PNR is really going to have to find a way to make sure that they don't fall privy to that once again in the next game.
Very true. SSG also had a lot of individual talent and individual plays there. Hiko with his 4K on third round and entering site, making sure it's locked down, as well as his 3K on round 10. Really fragging out there, pulling through for his team, buying them space, buying them time. And it's this kind of individual performance that we also saw in our team analysis, that we see them pulling through in the grand finals. It's this kind of momentum we want to see them keep through as we head on over to game 2. To ensure that they're at their peak of their performance and stand as victors even in the following games.
All right, so we're going to give our players a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back for game 2. are ready to go now for game 2, and we are loading now into Haven. Aegis coming through for a second. We're going to see some different strategies than what we saw last game, Amrit, and why do you think that is?
For one, Haven has 3 sites instead of 2, ensuring that you don't have any lurks lurking up on you, ensuring that you're able to anchor down sites solo. These kind of skills are really tested here on Haven. And in that sense, I do believe SSG should have a strong performance. Their biggest strength is their ability to solo hold site, their ability to lurk, their ability to take space, which is exactly the kind of thing you want to do on a large map such as Haven, where attackers have so much diversity in terms of going to A or B or C sites.
Alright, slightly different picks coming out from the side of PNR, although interestingly, SSG's deciding if it ain't broke, don't fix it, once again. And hey, I can't say they're wrong. That's exactly the kind of strategy that won them game 1, and they're hoping that it's going to be this kind of strategy that gets them game 2 as well. No locks coming in yet. From PNR actually does lock in the breach, which is a personal favorite
Select your
of mine
agent.
because of the initiator value it offers. 6 seconds left. I have to imagine these are the final picks. A chamber coming out on the side of SSG. Amrit, what are your thoughts on that pick?
Chamber does have the ability to solo hold site, his ability to gather information, as well as also play 2 sites as one with his teleporter and rendezvous. He's definitely the kind of champion you want to defend with on Haven. Unfortunately, of course, his attack does lack here. Without the ability for any proper flashes, any proper utility, it makes it really hard for him to entry into site. He's going to be very reliant on his teammates, especially Leo here with the only flash on the team, as well as Jet here with the only smoke on the team. If he's able to find an angle here, and if they're able to play the T1 attack, this should be a strong half for them.
What I really like is their willingness to really flex Entourage around in these different roles. He played the Initiator last time. He's going for more of a duelist role this time, and I think that versatility is part of what SSG is able to bring to the table and why they're so strong. Is that everyone on their team has the potential to play carries.
Here.
Very true. Chamber is a duelist controller hybrid. Not only that, but their ability, his ability to have a strong autonomy with his pistol. He's able to spend very little money on a weapon that's very powerful and can hold both short and long angles alike. As we see here, Sinner does go to C long to hold this long angle with his pistol. Being the strongest long range weapon in the pistol round so far, we should see a strong hold from him.
In the moment anyone comes out on that side, they are going to get their skulls cracked with that chamber sheriff. Suzuya's got to hold inside the doors, inside the garage doors.
It seems like Taylor is looking to smoke off the rotates on defender's side while on B. Maybe a fake, they're looking to play garage, taking space, making sure they have info everywhere. Shadows. On pushing the side.
Alright, and Suzuya now is lurking right there inside the smoke. Comes out to find someone. Wow, okay, that is an aim failure that we have not seen from Suzuya before.
And unfortunate which might cost him the round because that was the potential for a multi-factor. 1 or 2 kills, especially the teammate would have been very easy.
And plants now coming out.
Spike planted.
Let's see what Leo's strategy is going to be here as he tries to hold off the storm. Madiraj has
last player standing.
But the breach is going to take him down. 1 versus 3. Can he execute in time? All of them are on low health bars on PNR, something to watch out for. 1 shot, if not even less than 1 to the body. Not 1. That is all he's going to get. A decent exit frag, but the round goes to PNR.
Strong B hold there. B is a very hard site to play after plan for attackers because there's 2 sites to enter from for CT. Having playing good crossfires, making sure everybody has their back, really set them apart there and help them win that first pistol round.
Alright, we are now back on to
that Sova's mine.
Round 2. Double Breach seems to really want the Russians gone.
A double marshal buy on defenders.
back now. Okay, and really the captain of SSG is struggling to find his footing so far in the tournament. Exception Sinner though, he's got an angle once again with that all-important Chamber Sheriff. Let's see what, if anything, he can do with it.
Leon's lurking here on A. If he's able to take some space, push C from behind, because of the long angles on C side, if he gets lurk here, even in a 2v3 or 1v3 scenario, there's a pretty good chance for a retake here.
Spike
and
planted.
that's what you see him doing as he pushes garage.
The breach frag comes out, does not find anyone, so now he's gonna have to take it in a tour by force.
Breach and Sage set up on a crossfire for garage.
Breach gets taken down. Last
player standing.
But that really is a premature.
Swarm grenade
or
out.
actually-
One enemy remaining.
Use of utility rather as his Sage goes in the dive.
Killjoy probably shouldn't have peeked there with her nano swarm. She had the lineup, she just had to hold them too long.
Did you really expect that to work?
1-1. Tied as a G comes back.
Unfortunately, doing two things at once, peeking and using utility, did cost them that round there. Maybe some more patient play or slower take from Killjoy would have ensured a successful retake as defenders on 1v2.
All right. On now for round number 3. An ult on Reyna already charged, of course. Leo being the top frag has wrecked his economy, but with Leo, he's the kind of black man that's exactly what you want to see out of his playstyle anyway.
Very true, and we see Chambers' versatility coming out here as once again he opts to not buy a gun and instead just buy one bullet on his pistol on sidearm. One, 2, 3, 4 kills for Hiko. This is exactly the kind of multi-frag we want to see.
Before the casters could even wrap our heads around the position, Hiko just does her job for us, really.
Honestly, we saw Hiko with a strong performance even in game 1, where he got a 3k or 4k rather defense on A side. Once again, pulling through for his team, showing his strong dominance individually, helping bind some space is really what's setting them apart right now.
Alright, on now for round number 4. 2-1 lead for SSG, and a reckless peek for Suzuya, but it doesn't get punished. Dodges the breach concuss.
Nice jiggle peek there. They got a lot of info as we can see. CTs are rotating around, shifting positions. They only have one anchor A. Playing around from attackers, they have initiative right now.
And this is one of the strengths really of SSG. You know, even when they make a reckless peek like that, they can manage to get info, get out unscathed. And PNR so far has not done a good job of punishing some of the more reckless plays that have been made.
Very true. They need to be more attentive, especially earlier in the rounds. The first 3 seconds after the balls fall are the most important. P coming in here at the round.
See where we're at. Lee is looking to use the ult. Oh, excuse me, that's not the ult. That is simply his concussor.
Setting up, posturing near B here.
The grenade lands. That breach has really been putting in work with all this sort of on this map.
30 seconds
Still
left.
had an opportunity, but way too much.
Spike planted.
That was enough
Right
for
here.
his teammates to
Cutting their vision.
Reyna once again looking to make one of her classic. Not had many of these pop-off moments so far in this game.
Yeah,
player standing.
Attackers here really are watching their flank, watching their lurks. It's made it really hard for SSG to take space.
There.
What a quick.
Two kills, just misses out. 1v1 here for Leo.
Reckless. Yeah.
1v3 clutch for Leo as he wins around for his team.
Caster Curse, it's too powerful. The moment we say Leo hasn't been showing up,
Clutch.
he shows up and he flaunts
My heart's
the
racing.
top's feathers.
Yeah, you really saw his mechanical dominance there. Dismissing right after that kill really helped give him a shot there to retake site and clutch it around even 1v3. operator here on the defending side. We're gonna want to see that on C long. The long angle there really makes it easier to play off, but rather instead they opted set up near graffiti play side.
Let's go.
Let's take a look at what we have going on the part of PNR.
Revealing area.
A shock dart comes out from Rio. Scan dart, excuse me, comes out from Rio. And once again, the teams are playing it slow. Most of the attackers are still around mid, around B long. And they are not wanting to push the site, for better or worse. They're going to move towards garage now on C short. Flash out! Catches nobody. Firing through the Omen smoke. Also catches nobody. A chamber TP here. Clearing out! Got out of jail. 3 targets he
That's a good spot.
Chamber here playing
Spike
for
down.
information on garage. First, garage.
popping off once again.
Last player
And
standing.
it will be Hiko that forms the other half of that deadly duo on the side of SSG. 2 kills for each of them, 3 for Hiko now, and that is going to be round number 5 comfortably to the defending side.
Yeah, they gave away their position too early in the end there, and Garage kind of is a death trap if you send out a single flare that you're there. Defenders were able to capitalize, they were able to play window, they were able to smoke that angle off. Having everybody trapped in their spot area really did lose them around there. Perhaps they should be more careful about when they let the enemy know where they are. Closer towards site would be ideal because then defenders have less time to react.
And let's take a look at the economy now for the defenders. All of them on full buy and all of them's pockets are lined.
Blinding!
They've got considerable advantage for the rounds to come, even if they throw
Get out of my way!
1 or 2. And it looks like they have a very clear plan on what they do. Sniper on C long, pretty traditional.
Or else for attackers, it would be very easy for them to take side if they choose to coordinate these ults, play together.
Reach has got his utility. That first oh no, it almost caught Rio smack in the face, but he's able to escape just in time.
Even coordinating the speed slow there with the breach charge. Unfortunately, Rio did have an angle out.
You should run.
Pushes main as we smoke.
Alright, Killjoy, all D is ready.
Standing ahead.
Pushing short, they are looking to play a shorter angle.
Inside.
Like earlier.
Reach concussed times 2.
Even on 8 health, he's pulling through for his team.
Spike down A.
Off your feet!
1 enemy remaining.
For PNR.
30 seconds left.
He's running on his own. He almost did. What was that? 1 for 3?
Very true. A late out there from Breach, unfortunately coming out only when it was a 1v3 while on 8 health. A bit of a waste there. If he was able to save it for this round, or for the later rounds, they would have had a better chance of taking site.
And we see a tactical timeout coming through from the side of PNR. They're going to take a moment to regroup. They're going to take a moment to reconsider. They're going to take a moment to think about what they've been doing so far. Umrich, what would you do if you were PNR right now?
I think in this tactical timeout, I'd take a chance to really slow down, talk with my teammates. Everybody needs to be on the same page. We want to rotate together. That's really kind of what's been lacking here. SSG is able to play together as a team very well. Even if that, when they coordinated that Sage slow as well as that breach charge, even if it didn't catch anybody, the very fact that they were able to clear that angle or clear close right at main without even having to peek sight, it's this kind of synergy and team play here that's really allowing them to get space on site, really take sight and hold it after plant. If we were, if I was on the attacking side here, I'd want to see myself definitely play with my teammates more, give up less space on the map. And definitely play around C a little more. I don't think we've seen a single C take so far besides that initial pistol round. If we're playing around the map a lot, being unpredictable, I think that's really what's going to allow me to win.
All right, and we have a game pause coming through from the administrator for the game. We are receiving reports that there is a power failure for one of our players. So we're hoping to get that sorted out as soon as possible. Let's recap why I think SSG has been such a dominant force not only this game, but in this entire tournament. It's really what we talked about. They have Leonch ready to carry on his Reyna when they need to. Adiraj is picking off angle after angle with his chamber utility. And Hiko, of course, finds incredible positioning. I think that he's had 2 4Ks within this series itself.
Very true. SSG's ability to give up a traditional support instead of sacrificing a Sky or a traditional Sage, sacrificing that for a champion that can either smoke or an agent that can teleport around, whiz around, get kills. Taking off these training wheels and playing this high-risk strategy and perfecting this high-risk strategy through the qualifying rounds is really what's been able to help them set themselves apart, be unpredictable, play around the map, and get kills.
All right, another 2 minutes coming through for our tactical timeout. We should be ready to go right as soon as that is done with.
We'll come back after a short standby when the game is ready. Stay seated. We'll be right back after this technical pause.
All right, back now. Looks like our players are all ready to go. And a breach. Okay, yeah, he tries to do a little bit of a skippy over there. Exception Center, of course, with that chamber sniper.
A jump peek on C, getting that info. Pretty crucial here. As I did note, playing around C here a little more would be ideal here for both teams. Early rotate from defenders.
Right. Looks like attackers have sort of cramped up.
Cover going out.
Let's see what they can do with their positioning now. Good display from Ion. He should have figured with the footsteps that Jeff walks up out of his own smoke and shoots him in the face.
You will not kill my ally.
When you're in the lead in a one-sided match, it's that kind of momentum you have that's very hard to compete with on the losing side. Panir should really look to stay on the game, collect the mental, and make sure that careless mistakes like that don't happen. It's really what
Yeah, SSG is just really having fun with their opponents now.
Toying with their food.
30 seconds left.
The Predator and the Prey offer once again on the op. Surprise, surprise. Manages to pick off another member of SSG, and this is where PNR shines. PNR, once they have coordinated angles, once they can split and take care of different angles and watch each other's weaknesses, that's when they shine. Off comes through. But, oh, this time it's on Exception Center side. Abby picks one up for SSG.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
He'll spread it out with an op and a sniper. The bomb's planted, so it's now or never for Adiraj. And I think he's going to concede this round. He knows that with an op, he's going to have to get real lucky to find the correct angle.
Under odds that are stacked against him, sacrificing an op around and his ability really wouldn't make sense against a full close angle with. Gets the exit frags anyway.
Oh, wow. That is why Adiraj Sinha is your Season 1 champion. This guy knows when to back off, and he knows when to go back in as well, as evidenced by that last.
It's this kind of skill that's really tested in a one-sided match. Either when you're on the losing or winning side, you need to make sure that you know exactly when you're entering and exiting different sides and different plays. It's what helped Adiraj determine that he's going to sacrifice that one round and come back later, come back with his team in round 8 here.
Alright, looks like another pause comes through as we have a disconnect. We're going to go back on standby for a little bit and we'll be right back after this. Alright, game's back on, and we are ready to go for round number 8. PNR looking to make a comeback, SSG in a comfortable lead once again. Ball bench coming out from the side of PNR doesn't find anyone. They are now approaching on the A site. Tries to peek, doesn't get anything. Layman now looking to use the utility. And he's set up a wall. Elsewhere, Raj gets a shot down with the save. And now, there's a coordinated entry all on the side.
No charges left. Spike down A.
Okay, this is starting to go south. Exception Center's got the angle on him. They do
One enemy remaining.
Leo once again gets another.
One dead.
Rod is undeterred.
Yeah, it's SSG's ability to really split and take side from two different locations. It really threw the defenders here off guard, and it's also what's gonna throw them off guard in this 1v2 clutch here.
30 seconds left.
Manu.
At some point, Manu has to just say screw it and go back in.
Rio's holding short, Leo's holding meme.
Shots. Another reset for the Reyna, but the only thing resetting is PNR's run in the tournament.
14-4, Leo really popping off with a KDA of 3.
Alright, now round once again starting for this side of...
That's a good spot. A gift.
Sinner using his utility on
Out
B
of charges.
so far, he's never really had a chance to use his rendezvous or his location. Holding too long with his out. He sets up
Teleport's
teleport,
ready.
looks like he's gonna try and take it out.
Samson Sinner has been really good on the C
Spike
side.
down mid.
Suzuya.
One enemy remaining.
A 4K. He's done this before. He is on his way to do it again. And he gets the ace.
You should have seen your faces.
Player. It's like we're gonna have to get another pause now, in case the player hasn't returned. Or no, we're hearing that he is on his way back.
We see playing Garage and taking space Garage has really been a death trap here for our attackers. It seems like whenever they try and push Garage to their C or play around mid to take B, it's never really worked out for them, and they always seem to get cornered by Chamber and by Jaina. They're going to want to switch it up. I'd really love to see a C long take here, which they haven't so far.
Once again, attackers trying to find what they can do. Leo once again has got a good angle on the C short. Meat trying to breed, unintended, but it's shot down immediately.
Unfortunate here, you really don't want to be dry peeking angles with the Guardian.
Still inside.
However, with the lack of flashes, the traditional flashes that the Guardian positions,
A good pickup for Munrai. SMG. And it's now it's up to Adiraj to see if he can get any picks now on this entry to A. On the defender side entry to A. Munraj once again in mid, trying to decide.
Enemy kill.
Offer gets one on a careless.
30 seconds left. Spike down mid.
Chamber here. A 3v2. Definitely seems like this is in our
Last player standing.
Feels like it's in the favor. And PNR will manage to get a great and much needed thrifty.
Yeah, winning a round, especially on an eco or in a half buy, it's very commendable. It requires a lot of skill to not only outfrag your opponents with lower ranked weapons, as well as strategize together and coordinate with the economical struggle of buying utility and buying proper weapons. The fact that they were able to win their round on this half buy enables them to buy full utility, full guns, full rifles on this on the upcoming round, which we see now.
Alright, 26 seconds, and we have a pause coming through just to allow Cheeky to reconnect. Perfect. Meantime, what do we think PNR has done differently that has led to them having, maybe if not necessarily more round wins, they've been able to sort of keep up their economy with SSGs, if nothing else?
Honestly, the fact that they took weapons that are better at close range, that really enabled them to split apart, play different parts of the map, and use their advantage with the weapons that are better at short range. Picking up these frags around the map enabled them to get a man advantage and then trade out later. And the thing about it on a half-fight round is as well that if you get one kill, no matter where you get this little kill, even if you get a kill, you can just take your opponent's weapons. And doing that, you get the utility or economical benefit of taking, having a full rifle for the entire round without the detriment of having to spend your own credits on the whole thing. That way, you're not only getting money yourself, you're kind of stealing money from the enemy team. We saw a lot of that there here when we saw Jet steal a Phantom over at A site. So far, we've also seen Sinner set up his chamber traps, and he set up the same way. He sets up 2 rendezvous, 1 at garage, 1 at 2 rounds, and he sets up 2 detectors on either corner of B.
Alright, to interrupt, but we are right back into the tie phase as Cheeky has reconnected and will be returning to PNR for this round. Alright, what do you think we're seeing?
It's gonna take them a bit of time to really get into the flow of the game, especially when they're on the receiving end of a very one-sided game. I really hope they kind of slow down the pace of the game, even if they're rushing side at the last 10 seconds. If they're able to calm their nerves, play together, and slow down, so working on each other's utility and playing with each other.
Take on B. Get shot right out of the sky by Hiko, who once again is just cover going out. He's got another one ready for the entry on B site, but it's going to be nothing doing. On the side of SSG. No charges. Exception Center picks up one
enemy remaining.
Wow, what an updraft and kill win.
Embarrassing.
Pushing out a garage, taking the op out, plenty of time to fall down and get this flick to kill off Breach.
I think all 5 members of SSG got 1 kill on that last round.
Very true. At the end of the round, especially in 5v1, I feel like almost all their players had a chance to contribute with their flashes, with their utility, of course, with the ending upgrade.
Alright. 8 seconds now until walls drop, and if anything, SSG looks like they're headed towards a 9-3 curse. Didn't exactly work out last time for PNR, but if there's any hopeful enthusiasts in the chat for representatives, now's your time.
Spike
and
down
looks like
A.
that time is ended as Leo gets a quick 2K.
Feeling safe.
One
enemy remaining.
And is going to heal off like nothing. No charges. Finally shut down.
It looks like I was.
Kill wins updrops from both Jets. It is moments like these where you wonder if you've been playing a tactical shooter.
That, my friend, is Parkour Simulator. As we swap sides, we now have Team SSG on attack, which has been, I'd say, their stronger sort of position this far in the tournament. And that says something about SSG if they are going into their stronger half up 9-3.
That works. Very true. Again, with the lack of a traditional sort of healing champions such as Sky or Sage, it really enables them on attack to play more aggressive, have more mobility, and instead of having to focus up on retaining kills or fragging out on other parts of the map, they can focus on playing together.
Who will I spot first?
And using smoke and flashes.
Back now for round number 13 as we jump into the second half. Of course, no guys on
a late Sage wall which you should hop on over it.
Maybe gets another one with Frenzy.
Annihilated.
In the hands of a player like that, you do some damage. Flamin gets one in return with Silencer.
Spike planted.
Retake clear left from garage and CT.
Stay down.
Door picked up by Opper. It's only a 2v3 now.
2v3 is almost competitive right now.
Whoa, okay. Flamin is on another one. Opera and Flamin. Let's see what they can do.
One enemy remaining.
They will try and they will fail. 10-3 now for the side of SSG.
Honestly, there was plenty of time left there on the spike. Knowing that their last two players were both on site, I think they should have looked to play around Garage more, which is kind of poetic because attackers on the previous half were the ones who were playing Garage a lot and using that as an angle to take sight.
Here, SSG as well. They are looking to funnel for Reyna, and reasonably so. With a scoreline of 21-6, excuse me. Of course, closely by Hiko, who has been the king of war. Random spray coming out for Suzuya, but he finds someone anyway. Rod takes it back. Now, a mock pit inside A. Leo picks up one. He's postured for another.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
I'm seeing a lot of shotguns here from both teams.
Again, run the 3 now. 2 points away from winning the game and becoming the first ever DPSI Valorant champions. At SSG, for them, this is a Tuesday.
Very true. It's this kind of dominant performance that they've had even during qualifyings, quarterfinals and semifinals. To see them bring that speed over here in the grand finals over Game 2 with a very one-sided match here so far. Shows their dominance, shows the practice and work they put into the team.
Alright, 3 seconds on the clock now. And let's see what SSG can do on what looks to be a C take on long. In the meantime, however, lots of action going down in C short in the garage area. And it looks like the dust settles. We're going to have a 4 versus 3. And Raj looking to enter from the center spawn. Hopper as well.
Leo playing around CT. Gets a kill, dismisses that.
Leo once again.
One enemy remaining.
He is made to shine. In straight up duels. No one does them better than Leo. And that is exactly why we are
match point.
Match point for SSG.
Need a drop.
Wow.
Thank you.
Attackers keeping up the heat, keeping up pressure here. SSG with no reason to tweak does it. Do it anyway. Getting a kill, dismissing out is what helped them there, even on after run. Playing around Garage there, they did it beautifully. They used 2 flashes, they used smoke, and they had almost 3 uncontested actions to see. Once again, their ability to work off each other and on each other's ability shows synergy unparalleled.
Alright, let's see now if SSG can finish it off right here. Not a great start for them as Flaming picks up one of the shotgun. Auburn has the position on the entrance B. For the attackers, 2 down. They might have overstepped a little bit. Flaming out into the side. Mead picks up 1, does fall right after. Seeing now is a very standard.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
Adiraj tries to fight the world, but is ultimately helpless. PNR refuses to back down without a fight, 12-4.
Wow, we saw them, even while losing and while losing momentum, we saw them carry forward with a high-risk strategy, and they were able to push C long anyways, even losing, and they were able to use this to carry it forward onto A site, getting a kill, and eventually leading it into a 4v1 winning the game round.
Alright. Round number 17 here for game.
Get out of my way!
You want to play? Let's play.
And, you know, they could really just take their time with this.
Oh
my god, they are gonna go out in SSG style. Sends everyone barreling down C-Log and somehow Kadir to catch hold. The hunt begins! One, but they will lose to
Spike planted.
And it's looking like it's going to be Smoke dies down. One member
shadows traveling
falls.
Last player standing.
Another one falls. The Jet is the only one left standing. Can she pull off the miracle here? She gets 1. He's gonna try. do what she can. Up down, nice. Find one hit, but
Attackers
nothing
win.
more. And SSG will wear the crown in the first season of DPSI Valorant. Team SSG brings home the gold.
Wow, fist bumps all around. Spirits are high. And really, they set their name in stone as they win the second ever DPSI or esports tournament and first ever Valorant best of 3.
All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to have the Captain Vunch Malik with us in just a second for the winner's interview. Joining me now is the captain of Team Super Speed Gaming. Vunch, how does it feel to be the first ever winner of DPSI esports tournaments in team settings?
It feels amazing. I really enjoyed playing with my team, and today was a wonderful match. And I feel like if we win, more people would follow us and play the game more, and it will like set an example for other people. I'm glad we could do that.
All right, great. Thank you so much for that. What strategy did you take that was able to elevate you above the other teams in this tournament? And specifically, looking at a team like Paneer, what was your read on their meta, on their strategy, and how were you able to shut that down?
On Ascent, they were easily giving us control of A main and B main. Like they were holding a lot, but they were still getting picked off early by Leo and me. So we easily took advantage of that and we killed them. On this map, I don't know what they were doing. I had no idea because I don't even know even they had an idea of what they were doing. So.
All right. Well, you said it yourself. The games really were somewhat of a landslide. And
Yeah.
what do you think was the differentiating factor between your team and theirs? What do you think was the one thing that led you to really wipe the floor with them in that way?
Definitely our teamwork, especially Leo and me calling for our whole team, like our in-game leading. Me and Leo were IGLing. So like definitely that, and yeah, our teamwork, 100%. Like all of us are playing well today.
Thanks so much for your time and congratulations on your victory. With
Yeah,
that, we'll
thank
take
you.
a short break before we conclude the event.
Yeah, thank you.
And with that, we wrap up the day's festivities and it comes time again to say goodbye. I'd like to thank and the entire team from our production crew led by Simar Vogel and Ayush Rathore for stretching themselves across 10 different types of content to the moderation team of Shivam Sharma and Ansh Agarwal that juggle up to 16 games at once, and our broadcast crew led by Amrit Srivastava that's put in 120 hours a week to bring you this show. We would also like to thank Miss Preeti and Miss Seema for their continuous support. As most of our crew moves on to university next year, we also want to thank the interns that have stepped up passionately to usher in the new generation of DPSI esports. We're confident that we're leaving this community in good hands.
And most importantly, to all of you, esports would not be possible without your fervor, your passion, and your competitive spirit. You are the core of DPSI esports, and we can't wait to see where you'll take this event in the years to come. We, the directors, we are so proud to have grown with you, and it's been our privilege to see you bring our baby to life. From the entire team here at DPSI Esports, we hope you enjoy what has been the labor of our love for the last 2 years, and we will see you out there on Champions Field, on Future Earth, on Azeroth, on Summoner's Rift, on whatever game you call home. So for one final time, GG, WP, and have fun out there. Goodbye, everyone.